Right now, your phone is somewhere within arm's reach, and there's a good chance that in the next few minutes, without deciding to, you'll pick it up. You won't plan it, your hand will just move on its own. You'll unlock the screen, open an app, and start scrolling. And then 20 minutes will be gone. Here's the strange part. You probably won't even enjoy most of it. You'll scroll past things you don't care about, feel a low hum of boredom, and keep going anyway. And when you finally stop, you won't feel rested. You'll feel a little worse. So you'll do it again. If that sounds familiar, I need you to understand something. This is not a personal failing. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are not addicted because there's something wrong with you. You can't stop scrolling because some of the smartest people who have ever lived were paid enormous amounts of money to make sure you can't. Your inability to put the phone down is not an accident. It's a product. It was designed carefully, deliberately, and brilliantly by people who understood your brain better than you do. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how the trap was built, the tricks, the psychology, the names of the people who did it. And once you see the strings, I promise you, you'll never look at that little glowing rectangle the same way again. Let's start with the single most powerful trick of all. And you've already fallen for it today. Pull down on your feed to refresh it. That little tug, the spinning circle, the half second of suspense before new posts drop in. Feel familiar? That gesture was modeled on something very specific, a slot machine. When you pull the lever on a slot machine, you don't know what you're going to get. Maybe nothing, maybe a small win, maybe the jackpot. That uncertainty, that not knowing, is the most addictive force in behavioral psychology. It has a name: variable ratio reinforcement. In the 1950s, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner put animals in boxes with levers. When the lever always gave a reward, the animal pressed it calmly. But when the lever paid out at random, sometimes yes, sometimes no, something incredible happened. The animal pressed it compulsively, frantically. It couldn't stop. The randomness broke its brain. Your feed is that lever. Every time you pull to refresh, you're playing a slot machine. Most of the time you get garbage. But every so often, a funny video, a message from a friend, a photo that makes you feel something. You hit the jackpot, and your brain remembers, so it keeps pulling. And here's the part most people get wrong. We blame dopamine, and we call it the chemical of pleasure. It's not. Dopamine isn't about the reward, it's about the anticipation of the reward, the wanting, the chase. Dopamine spikes highest not when you win, but when you might win, when the odds are uncertain. Your brain gets its biggest hit in the moment right before the feed loads, which means the product isn't the content. The product is the suspense, and the suspense never has to pay off to keep working, but the slot machine is just the beginning. Because a casino still has a door, your feed doesn't. Think about an old newspaper, or a magazine, or a TV episode. They all had something in common: an ending, a last page, credits, a natural moment where your brain got a quiet signal. You're done now. You can stop. That signal has a name: a stopping cue. And in 2006, a designer named Ozzy Raskin deleted it. He invented infinite scroll, the feed that never, ever ends. No pages, no bottom, no finish line. Just an endless river of content that regenerates faster than you could ever reach the end. He did it to make things smoother, more seamless. And it worked beautifully. Too beautifully. Raskin has since said he deeply regrets it. By his own estimate, infinite scroll wastes the equivalent of hundreds of thousands of human lifetimes of attention every single day. He built a machine with no off switch, and then watched the entire world get pulled into it. Without a stopping cue, your brain never gets permission to quit. So you keep going, waiting for an ending that was deliberately removed. Now layer on the next trick: the little red dots. That notification badge, the red circle with a number in it, is one of the most effective psychological levers ever deployed on the human mind. Red is the color of alarm, the color of danger. Your eyes are wired to snap toward it. And a number inside it creates a tiny itch, an open loop your brain desperately wants to close. 3 unread messages, 7 new likes. You don't even care what they are, you just need that number to go away. So you tap, and the app wins, because every one of those dots was engineered to pull you back in, even when nothing important is happening. Most of what's behind that red dot never needed your attention. It just needed your attention to be taken. And once you're back inside, autoplay takes over. The next video starts before you can decide whether you want it. The decision to continue, the one moment where you might have walked away, has been quietly removed. You're no longer choosing to watch. You're just not stopping. And then there's the most personal hook of all, the like. When you post something and watch the hearts roll in, you're not just getting attention. You're getting a hit of social approval. The thing humans have craved since we lived in small tribes where being liked literally meant survival. But notice something. The likes don't all arrive at once. They trickle in, unpredictably, over hours. Another variable reward. Another reason to check and check and check again. To see if the tribe still approves of you. They took the oldest need we have and turned it into a slot machine too. Now here's where it gets darker, because behind your feed is something deciding what you see. And it is not on your side. Every major platform runs on a recommendation engine. An artificial intelligence with one job: not to make you happy, not to inform you, not to improve your life. Its single goal is to maximize the time you spend looking at the screen. That's the number it was built to grow at any cost, so it studies you. Every swipe, every pause, every half second, your thumb hovers. It learns what hooks you better than your closest friends ever could. And it discovers something uncomfortable about all of us: that what keeps us watching isn't what's good for us. It's what makes us angry, what shocks us, what outrages us, what confirms that we were right and they were wrong. The machine doesn't show you the truth, it shows you the bait, because calm, balanced, useful content doesn't keep you scrolling. Rage does. So who builds all this? Who actually sits down and engineers a product to capture human attention like this? A lot of them came through one place: a lab at Stanford run by a behavior scientist named B.J. Fogg. He taught a generation of designers a simple, powerful formula for changing human behavior. Combine motivation, ability, and a trigger, and you can get people to do almost anything. His students went on to build the very apps in your pocket. One of them was Tristan Harris, who later walked away and became a whistleblower, calling the phone a slot machine in your pocket. Another was the man who deleted the stopping cue. These aren't conspiracy theorists. They're the architects. The people who built the machine are the ones now warning us about it. And here's the detail that should stop you cold. Many of the engineers and executives who design these products strictly limit their own children's screen time. Some send their kids to schools with no screens at all. They keep their own families away from the thing they built. Ask yourself why. So if you've ever felt weak for losing an evening to the scroll, let that go. You were never in a fair fight. On one side, the most sophisticated behavioral engineering in human history, backed by billions of dollars, tested on billions of people. On the other side, a single human brain that evolved tens of thousands of years ago to crave novelty, connection, and the next piece of information that might keep it alive. Of course you lose. The game was rigged before you ever opened the app. But, and this is the whole point, a rigged game only stays rigged while you can't see the rigging. You can't out-willpower a slot machine. Willpower was never going to win, but you can change the machine. Turn your screen to grayscale, and the colors stop screaming at you. Turn off every notification you didn't consciously choose, and the red dots go quiet. Move the apps off your home screen so reaching for them takes a decision instead of a reflex. Add friction, break the reflex. You don't have to fight the pull. You just have to put a door back on the casino. Because the trap only works in the dark. The whole design depends on you believing it's your choice, your habit, your weakness. It was never any of those things. It was a machine, built by people for a profit, out of your attention, and now you can see the strings.